There's a red light. I'm in trouble.
Okay, we're rolling.
All right, this is a home interview, Schenectady, New York. It is the 13th of August, 2004, approximately 2 p.m. Interviewers are Wayne Clark and Mike Russert. Could you tell me your full name, date of birth, and place of birth, please?
Edward J. Lynch, date of birth January 13th, 1923.
And where, please?
Kirkland, New York. You wouldn't know where it's on Route 5, between Util and Syracuse.
Okay. What was your educational background prior to entering service?
2 years of high school.
Okay. Did you enlist or were you drafted?
I was drafted.
Okay. Do you remember where you were and your reaction when you heard about Pearl Harbor?
Yes. I was coming back from the hospital. My sister had her first son, born December 7th. And the local cop said, "Hey, Eddie, did you hear the Japs bombed Pearl Harbor?" I said, "Where's Pearl Harbor?" And, you know, they Jap Pearl Harbor. Well, my brother was somewhere over in the Philippines. And I said, any damage done? Oh, yeah, a lot of damage. Because then didn't have television. So.
Okay. Now, you were drafted. Where did you go for your basic training?
Well, I went down first down Camp Upton, Long Island, for indoctrination and shots. Then I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. It was an engineer utility company.
So you immediately were put into this engineering company.
Well, we had testing down Fort Upton, Camp Upton. Then they classified and shipped us out, different groups.
Now, was this the first time you were away from home?
No, I was in the CCs for about 10 months back before I dropped out of school. In the CCs, then I got a job at a power company.
Okay, where did you work? What was your job with the CC unit?
Breaking rocks. The guy who had a he dug the hole. We put the dynamite in and put the charges on it, and they blasted it. Gilbert Lake State Park out near Oneonta.
So how long were you in the
10 months.
CC unit? Okay.
Did you
See,
stay
there
in
you
that,
could get out anytime you got a job.
Did you stay in that area for the whole 10 months?
Yeah. I signed up to go out to Washington State, but a fellow from New York City had more time than I did. He got it.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. So you went out to Missouri.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about your basic training out there?
Just basic engineering training. We didn't have no bayonets, no live firing, except for at a firing range, that's all. Then was there about, I went there in January. It was in the spring, around May or June, we went down to Louisiana, form a company. A bunch of guys from Fort Leonard Wood and some from outfit in Virginia. Then we got officers there, got all ready, and
Now, what kind of specialized training did you have for an engineer utility unit?
well, I worked in a power company, a lineman's helper, worked on the high line. Then they said, well, okay, we need some now linemen. So they classified me as a lineman.
So you basically knew what you were doing before you went into the Army.
We worked on wooden poles. Over in Europe, it was all steel towers. We had 13,000 volts, 4160, and most of them down to Fort Leonard Wood were 13.8, and they're mainly just changing light bulbs up around the railroad yards and work with the post engineers.
Now, what year was that?
1943,
Okay.
from January to, I guess, April or May, we finished our basic.
Okay.
And where did you go from there?
Camp Claiborne, Louisiana.
And that's where you formed your unit, you said?
They formed the unit, 1090th Engineers.
Okay. Now, where were most of the men you said were from Virginia?
But then we went up to Camp Patrick Henry, Virginia,
Okay, so you went there.
Hampton Roads, as a port of embarkation.
Okay, and I see you left in June of '43 for North Africa.
Right.
Did you go sail in a convoy?
No, it was single ship. we were just alone.
Okay.
Was the ship crowded?
After the first night, I slept on deck.
Uh-huh.
One night in the stateroom, the guy heaving up over above you, and you're in 4 bunks here, 4 bunks here, it's kind of close quarters.
Uh-huh.
I'm safer out on deck.
Okay. Now, were you constantly standing in a line for chow?
No.
Okay.
It was pretty quick. It was on the ship as the Mariposa. They had the Army band and another engineer outfit. They were a port battalion going over at the same time.
Because we heard some guys say they'd stand in line for breakfast, and as soon as they got done with their breakfast, they'd stand in line again for lunch or supper.
What were they on, the Queen Mary? No, it's a small boat.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you arrived in Casablanca. What did you do there?
Well, right away they put us on the flatbed trailers with benches and got our gear and shipped to the staging area. And that was important. The tents were all sagging, so we were engineer outfits to keep us busy. So we had us built flooring for the tents and railings around. You roll the sides up, and they made place for mosquito bars there for your netting. And we worked nights sometime down unloading ammunition down in Casablanca, the port. Then we got good water for the ships.
Hey, how long were you in North Africa?
Probably about 6 weeks.
I noticed you mentioned you met someone that you knew from Herkimer.
Yeah, I don't know where it was at. We were headed east toward Tunisia. They were headed for Casablanca. And he was in the Army Air Force Ordnance bomb disposal. And it was so a guy comes and says, "Hey, Ed, you're from Herkimer. There's a guy out here from Herkimer too." I didn't know the guy, but I met him. And I recognized the name because he had a lot of brothers. So, and we continued on, and we got as far as Bizerte and Tunisia. We had to wait a couple of days there for the boats to come in. And we had picked up the GIs and a little bit of malaria.
So you came down with malaria?
The whole company came down. It wasn't bad. Right away we went on an LST going to Sicily. And they were, of course, the Mediterranean was very quiet then. And it's just overnight getting up to Palermo. And we got there, they said, get some citrus food to help you out. It did. Of course, I picked a lime instead of a lemon. And we was there maybe about a month or two. Then we went to...
What kind of work did you do while you were in Sicily? Did you
in Sicily,
put up lines?
I did nothing.
Nothing.
We had... we had what do you call it, diesel engineers, mechanics, and regular electricians, and there's no line work to do. Only thing I did was, one night they called us out, myself and the lieutenant, and had to taken a seaplane out of the harbor, and the tail of it hit some lines and knocked the hot lines on people's. They had all balconies there. Balconies turned red. So we got wooden ladders. I got one end, the other guy got the other end. And so we just cut the wire, killed it. That was it. Then they had a mountain there. There was a big cave in. Germans had supplies in there. Somehow it caught on fire. So they sent an engineer outfit, firefighting outfit in, called our outfit in to keep anybody away from the area. See, they had to protect the civilians. And when we left Sicily, we left at night, dark. I don't know where we went from, but we got on landing craft infantry. And from there we went to, we were supposed to go to Naples, Italy. That was blocked. They went to Bagnoli, near Naples. We spent a night there in a building, then we moved into Naples proper. There's a great big 4-story building, like a big castle. That was an old Italian army barracks. They put us in there. Then I went on 2 line jobs. Other than that, I had vacation.
Any contact with the enemy at all, or?
I I was a non-combatant. I was the engineer behind the lines.
But I mean, no one ever shot at you that you know of, right?
Not when I was sober, no.
Well, I noticed you said, though, that sometimes you were strafed by Germans. Your unit was strafed?
No, we were about 60 miles north. See, I was out in the power line. The Germans, they did a lot of damage to the power line. They cut the lines and all, so we had to rebuild them. They went off it, put all the cross arms up and on. We had to hang insulators, splice wire together, and run the line from tower to tower. Then, the first job went good. The second job, I was up on the towers all day long, up and down, up and down. I had varicose veins, and they got so bad I couldn't even stand up. So I put a truck driver in my place. I showed him what to do. He did it. Then the last day they're hooking up, he got careless. Fortunately, he didn't fasten the safety belt. He got up in the tower there, reaching out to see how the connections are made, and he hit his hand against a hot bus.
Wow.
It was 69,000 volts and a big blue flash, and he dropped to the ground. They took him to British Field Hospital, then they took him down to Naples. They flew him to Africa. I saw him later on in France.
Oh, so he
lived.
survived it.
Yeah. As far as the strafing, the fellow strafed that he was from Fall River, Massachusetts. He got shot in both legs. He was late getting under the truck, and he got hit with both legs. They took him to Naples to the hospital, and they flew him back to the United States, gave him a Purple Heart, and made him a sergeant. Then we was there. I went back. I was in a hospital for maybe about a month, operating on both legs. I got out of there on June the 3rd. They put me in a replacement center. Put me combat infantry. I'm not even used to well. Says lineman. I climb power poles, not carry a rifle around. So they took and got hold of my outfit, got back my outfit. Next day, we had to pack up again, moving out. So June the 5th, we took off for Rome, pulled in Rome at night, spent the night in the park, big park there. Next day, they put us in I guess it was some kind of a small hospital. And in Rome, I had no duties at all, did no line work at all. So I had a vacation.
So you got to do a lot of sightseeing then.
I did a lot of sightseeing.
Now, you said you went up, climbed Mount Vesuvius?
Oh yeah, that between jobs, yeah. Up Mount Vesuvius, saw Pompeii, and the town of Pompeii is still standing.
Yeah.
The streets, the big high curbs, that's where the sewage runs through, and every so often they had stepping stones. You can go from one side to the other, and it made so the chariots could go through there. The wheels were along near the curbs, and the bottom of the chariot was above the stepping stones. It was nice. They had all homes that were not completely destroyed. They had them well cleaned up, and see how people lived. They had
Now, were you interested in history that you...
I know.
No?
No, I was not making history, but I was not used to it. I only found out that the volcano there, you see it at night. That was in December. I guess probably in February. We were about 60 miles north of Naples, and you see the whole mountain glow at night. It erupted then. So I wouldn't see it any damage done then, because that was small towns around there.
Now, you also mentioned when you were in Rome, you got to visit the Pope.
Oh yeah, I saw him twice. Once he was about 300 yards from me. So the next time I found out, we was there at 8 o'clock in the morning. He comes out at 11 o'clock. But that building was big assembly hall. He come in on his throne there, a lot of cardinals and I guess monsignors and all. And he spoke to the group, and he spoke 17 different languages. And he came down to the first few rows, and of course I was in the front row. He came down, he introduced him, where we were from and all. He's from New York. He said, I was in New York. I'm from upstate New York, small town. So he didn't know that.
So you actually got to speak to him?
Yeah, he gave me a medal. I lost it now, but I carried it.
A little holy medal, or?
It's just the medal of the Pope. It's just shows the Pope and the date. No.
Huh.
Then from there, we moved back down outside of Caserta, between Caserta and Maddaloni, and getting gear ready for what's going to France. But we were overstocked. We had guys from Anzio and all over. They couldn't put up the replacements. We were overstocked in Mendenhall, and I had 2 bad legs, so they shipped me out to the big headquarters outfit. About 20 guys got shipped over there. We were there, well, that was in, must have been in July, end of June, July of 44. Then we, when we first got in Rome, we got in Rome June the 5th. Next morning we found out about the invasion of France. They said, we'll be home by Christmas. We were the following year.
Now, did you, even though you were a non-combatant, did you ever carry any kind of weapons at all?
Oh, we had the old, well, they were new ones, the 0380, 1903 Springfield rifle, 5-shot clip. I never fired a shot overseas.
But you, even in 1943, 44, you carried an 03?
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys didn't
Well, the ones are reserved for the infantry.
Yes, right. Huh.
I had afterwards, I guess, a smaller outfit, a bigger outfit. I got a carbine, but that's for officers. I wasn't an officer.
Okay. Now, when you went into France, then you basically did the same duties, putting up lines?
Well, what it was, they were building up in France, slowing down in Italy. So I went up there in France. As a matter of fact, I was in France from, I guess, around October, November to the following March. Then I got put on detached service to Marseille. I just stayed there. I got paid. I ate. Had no duties.
And you stuck it out there till the war ended?
No, we got shipped down to. I got shipped down to Marseille. Got down there, and they says, "You get paid here, eat here, but you have no duties." So I wandered around Marseille. I ran into another outfit guy from home, about 6 guys. They were in a chemical warfare outfit. They were down there. They found out I was there, and they contacted me. I went to their place there. I got some pictures of fellows there too. And matter of fact, 2 years ago I went to the funeral of the closest friend of mine up in Ilion. Then,
I noticed you mentioned that you saw the musical "This Is the Army, Mr. Jones."
oh yeah, that was in Rome. Oh, that was
Rome.
nice. That was good.
Were there any stars in it that you know of, or?
I have the paper, the program. I believe they were special services in the Army.
Like a USO show?
You know, it was put on by the Army.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't a USO. USO were well-known celebrities. These were just plain ordinary guys who were in the Army. They got in special services, and that they did.
Okay.
They put on shows.
Did you get to see any USO shows?
One that was in Sicily, Victor Mature. And Cardinal Spellman was there, and he took names everybody from New York, and he sent my sister a letter that he see me, and I was well, good condition and all. And that's about it. You couldn't put much in an email. It was all censored.
Right.
You write a letter, and they scratched a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
So,
Now, when you were in France, I know you were behind lines and so on. Were you ever aware of the existence of concentration camps or anything like that
no.
at the time?
I was right in the city of Dijon. I was, see, the time of the Battle of the Bulge, then they clamped down. The MPs picked me up. I was driving a personnel carrier with no license, no dispatch, and they took me down to MP headquarters, took my belt off me, my shoelaces out, locked me up, and they had a major come down to get me out after 2 o'clock in the morning. So we both remember it. And next morning, they give me a driver's license. And when I got a car, I got a dispatch.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember where you were and your reaction when you heard about the death of President Roosevelt?
I was in Nice. See, after Marseille, the ship, I thought I was going home. There were no, all ships are going to China, Burma, India, nothing going to the States. So I wasn't going home. So they shipped me out in Nice. They call it the United States Riviera Recreational Area, where guys get 5-day leaves, a month leave, or whatever they get. And they have all the hotels taken over, and they need people to maintain them. So I was an electrician. But what we had there, we had French civilian electricians. We had like some kind of a storefront. They made a shop, stock room there. They come, what place they go, what materials they go, give them the material, and they go. So they're gone. See, 9 o'clock in the morning, they're gone. They will come back at noon. Then they don't come back to work again at 2 o'clock. They have a 2-hour lunch hour. So had it made. They come back. If they need any more stuff, they got it. Then they're gone till about 4 or 5 o'clock. I had it made.
Do you remember what your reaction was when you heard about the death of President Roosevelt? At all?
Well, I wonder. They said that the war wouldn't go on now for 2 years, and he started it or got it going, and Truman, never heard of him, but we got to put up with him, and he did a good job.
Where were you when the war ended in Europe?
Yeah, I was in Nice. At that time, they have some kind of motor race, racing cars. They had streets all big bales of hay, so if anybody cracked up, they wouldn't get hurt too bad.
Oh, like a Grand Prix race?
Yeah. They go crazy. After that, let's see. See, September, they give it points for going home, and so much for a month, so much for each decoration they got. I guess we got a point and a half for overseas. Different ways they had it worked out. Then it comes to my time to go home. First I say, Sergeant Lynch, you're due to go home. Gee, do I got to go, Sergeant? He says, no, you can stay till after all the guys come over. Since then you go home. Next day I was on the train, went down to Calais, and they kept me there a couple of days, and went home. I left France on my wife's birthday. Of course, I didn't know it was her birthday. And we got back in Virginia November 6th, and I got discharged November 12th. They were slow discharging it then. Well, we landed in Virginia, Hampton Roads. Then they shipped us to Fort Dix, New Jersey. I got discharged at Fort Dix.
Okay.
Did you ever use the GI Bill?
Oh yeah, I went 2 years of school over in Troy, the Veterans Vocational School. I spent 2 years there. Got out of there and I got a job down in GE. That was it.
Did you ever use the 5220 Club?
I applied for it, but an aunt of mine was working there. She said, Eddie, you take that. If they ever give you a pension, you got to pay it back. So I didn't.
Did you ever join any veterans organizations?
I joined VFW, but after a while, talking with the guys and all, you're just batting the breeze around. And I got married, and I had something else to stay home with, so I dropped out.
Okay, you never joined since then?
Nope.
Did you ever stay in contact with anyone that was in service with you?
Only one guy, our company medic, a guy named Bill Hope from New Hampshire. He come down one time to see him. And in Troy, when I go to school, I worked at a theater, and 2 guys come in. One guy was the headquarters company. He see me. He lived in Troy. Another guy come from out in the Midwest. He was just passing through, and he found I was there. He stopped and said, I can't remember his name even. So
How do you think your time in the service, do you think it had an influence on your life?
Yeah, keep out of the Army. I got out as quick as I could. I had 34 months and 6 days in the Army. My brother had going on 30 years.
Really?
He went in 1939. And he took his basic training in Hawaii, and they shipped him to the Philippines. He was there about 3 weeks before the Japs bombed it. Then he was back in South Pacific up through to the end of the war. Then he was in Korea. Then in Korea he got to leave to Japan, and he met a young girl over there, and he liked her. So he thought he'd go see her again. So you spend only so much time, they send you back home. So he got back in again. He got over, he got a chance to get to Japan. He met her, and he got married, and he brought her back home.
Oh.
Then he replied to go back to the Far East again. They said, no, you've been too long in that area. So they sent him to Germany. And they took a leave to Paris. And in Paris, somebody broke the window of his car, got in the glove compartment. His wife's jewelry was there. They took it all.
Oh,
So
boy.
he got a little perturbed and took a trip down to Italy. He wanted nothing more to do with France.
Now you had some pictures you wanted to show us.
Oh, I got a lot of pictures. As far as getting him on the video, only
I can
show on
zoom.
the video probably be on here.
I can zoom right in on them.
See, here's, give you an idea of the basic training. We lived in Quonset huts with the old pot-bellied stoves.
Now what time of the year were you down in Missouri and
January, February, March, and April.
It wasn't. It was cold, but not that cold as we get.
It wasn't as cold in Missouri as it was in New York.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah. But you get out stripped down to the waist in calisthenics with 4 inches of snow. It's fun.
Okay, what other pictures you got there?
Oh, let's see.
You want to explain who these people are as you're flipping?
I'd have to look at the
Through
back,
there?
sit back at them.
Okay,
This is me. March 1st, 1943.
Now, where were you when that was
Okay.
taken?
Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Okay.
This is on a weekend.
okay.
Let's see. Here's down Camp Claiborne, Louisiana. That's we're forming a company down there.
Okay. All right, got him.
I can't make out who's on there.
Okay.
This is in Palermo, Sicily.
All right.
This is the we're stationed in Italy. It's a big Italian army. There'll be palm trees and guys that are fooling around there. I have some other pictures, but shows from across the street the big building there, the 2 towers. We had a 50 caliber machine gun upstairs for the anti-aircraft.
Okay.
Let's see. This is in Rome. This is in Rome. This is Rome. Here's the Colosseum in Rome.
Oh, okay.
You got to see a lot of interesting sights.
Oh yeah. Another one interesting. I don't have a picture of one. Here's St. Peter's in Rome. Here's St. Peter's. And here's the Victor Emmanuel Monument. It's equal to the United States Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And here, I don't have no side view of it, I don't believe. Oh, no. There's a big square way ahead of it. Go down there about halfway down. As you go towards it, on the left-hand side, there's a balcony. That's Mussolini gave all his speeches. And there were some, I don't know if I got pictures of the Roman Forum or not. Well, here's the picture taken up top of St. Peter's. There's a balcony around there. Here's the picture fellow named Jack Baldoff and Larry Riley. He's from now Briarcliff Manor, New York, and he's from Philadelphia. Get that?
Yep.
There's looking down into St. Peter's, down into Vatican City. One of the buildings there. It's not too clear, but with all the what do you call it, shrubbery and all, they got all designed, makes a picture. Here is in Dijon in France. We had a little dog there, picked up someplace, and we all took care of him. This is Dijon. Let's see. There's a picture of Dijon. They're not too clear though. Here's a picture. You'd like to see that decoration there?
Mm-hmm.
I still got that out in the garage. Not like that anyway.
Where was that you captured? There?
No, that was see in Naples, Italy. The big building they wanted to take over for a post office. They sent us in to check with booby traps. See, you see a marble stairway. You got a little at that level. The Germans got a trap there for a mine. And the toilets all in Europe, they have a wooden closet on the wall, ceiling here. By the ceiling, you pull a chain that flushes it. Well, they put them in there. And then stoves, they put them in appliances. Just to try to. I never found any, but we looked for them, and we found boxes of flags, so we took them. They didn't have no use for them anymore.
So you still have that flag?
Yeah, you wouldn't recognize it. Let's see. I got pictures here. Yeah. This is Nice. Oh, here's fellows from the Herkimer. Here's Joe Brid, myself, and Ernie somebody. He's from the Chemical Warfare outfit. And let's see. Here I am outside of Nice. Here's my brother. He's down there. He's moving out to another outfit. Not too clear though. You see that's my brother there.
Okay.
Is your brother still living, or is he
Well,
just
he's been dead 25 years now.
25 years now?
He smoked too much. Got cancer. Here's a picture down in, we first got down to Nice. That was in, I guess it's April 1945.
No, where are you in that picture?
Right here.
Okay.
I got the blouse on. This other guy,
The other guy looks like he's just dreaming.
huh? Well, here's a picture in Rome.
Okay.
I got another picture in Dijon.
Okay.
We're just horsing around.
Alrighty.
No, I saw a lot of the world. Some parts of this I didn't see. I didn't like Africa.
Why not?
Well, it's too dirty. All they spoke was Arabic and French. All I spoke was English.
How were you treated in France?
Well, they tolerated us, I guess. But down in Nice, I had a girlfriend, and she got me to take her home with me. I couldn't take her home, but somehow she found out the phone number where I was in I thought it was outside Marseille. Staging area to ship back to the States. And she called and got me on the phone. She said, Eddie, she says, don't forget, send me a ticket when you go home. Sure. That was in October, late October of 45. I got married March 5th, 1946. Got back from our honeymoon, and my sister said, "Ed, there's a letter here from France." From my girlfriend. She sent me some pictures. A couple of pictures I got here she sent me. She says, "When are you going to send me the ticket?" So I cut out the paper, our wedding announcement, and mailed her that.
I bet you didn't hear from her again.
No, well, she's a sorehead. Well, that's about all.
Okay, thank you very much.